Mr. Bashir, present. Doc?
Yes.
Mr. Steinhorst,
Here.
Mr. Pinch,
Here.
Mr. Herder, Mr. Morak,
Here.
and Mr. Hankey is present.
Okay. This is highly unusual. First time we're trying it. If you want to talk, would you please speak very loudly, clearly, and slowly, so that each other hopefully can hear. Yeah. Okay. First of all, I'd like a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved, Your Honor.
Was that Lori?
Yes.
Okay. Who's going to second?
Second. Dog.
You get that, Jackie?
Mr. O'Connell.
Okay, Mr. O'Connell, second. All those in favor of adopting the agenda as moved, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Busaw,
Hey.
Bashir,
Yes.
Zog,
Aye.
Barrington,
Yes.
Steinhorst,
Yes.
Pinch,
Yes.
Mr. Morak.
Yes.
Did it? Okay. The first item we have is to review and adopt the resolution for the declaration of emergency. I'd look for a motion to adopt it.
I make the motion, Zog.
I'll second that motion. This is Fache.
Got it? Okay. Is there any discussion on the motion?
This is Visa. I would just wonder if this is the time that the council should get weekly updates on decisions being made by the city administrator that should be considered by council.
I'm sorry, Bob. Say that again, please.
Should the council get weekly updates on what decisions are being made by the city administrator that should be considered by council?
Yes, and we may end up with a special council meeting because of that. If there are any decisions that have to be made by council, we'll have to go through this again. If there are ones that by ordinance, the administrator can go ahead and make, we will do that, but we will inform council when those decisions are made. If there's anything, I can decide whatever, but I will let you know. Hopefully, I don't know how many times everybody looks at email, but if not, I can call council members. Well, no, I can't do that because that would be violation of open meeting law. But I would inform you of any decisions that either Lou or I make regarding the emergency declaration.
That's fine.
Okay? Any other questions?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Barrington?
My system here is a pain because I have to go by the telephone and sometimes I see the picture. And I don't like this system unless we can straighten it out.
Well, I would agree. Even though that's a little bit off the motion that we're on right now, We're going to have to try and work something out a little bit better. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm having a heck of a time hearing people. The other thing I discovered, talking with my daughter this morning, they're having a trouble teleconferencing in because of video taking up so much bandwidth, slowing things down, various problems like that. So we may end up somehow or other, but we've got to make the meetings open to the public, just being able to go to teleconferencing somehow, as long as we can include the public with that. So we're going to try and figure out a better system. Okay? Are there any other questions on the issue? If not, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll on to adopt the resolution for the declaration of emergency.
Mr. Bisa,
Yes.
Mr. Fache,
Yes.
Mr. Zog,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connell, Ms. Dean,
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Barrington,
Yes.
Mr. Steinhorst,
Yes.
Mr. Pinch,
Yes.
and Mr. Morak.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Thank you. The next we have is review and adopt the resolution for the designation of emergency responder and healthcare provider employees. Now, before we go into this, what I would like are to make the motion with 3 changes on it. The first one would be on the 4th item, take the sworn out of law enforcement personnel. It should just be all law enforcement personnel. The other one is, we've got in there Public Works Director. It should be Public Service Director. And then eliminate the word treasurer, because we already have Finance Director in there. So I would look for a motion. If you would state your name before you make the motion, please.
Steinhorst, I would move that we adopt the motion with the changes as you had suggested.
Zog second.
Zog second.
Got it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on this item? No discussion? Okay, I'm going to ask the clerk to call the roll then.
Mr. Bisa,
Yes.
Mr. Fache,
Yes.
Zog,
Yes.
O'Connell. Ms. Dean,
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Barrington,
Yes.
Steinhorst,
Yes.
Pinch,
Yes.
and Mr. Morak.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Motion carried. The next item we have is a motion to temporarily change the job description of Human Resources Coordinator, requiring the HR Coordinator to report to the City Administrator.
Morak, I move for the motion to temporarily change the job description of the Human Resource Coordinator, requiring the Human Resource Coordinator to report to the City Administrator.
Dean. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to temporarily change the job description of the Human Resources Coordinator, requiring the HR Coordinator to report to the City Administrator. Is there any comment on this issue?
Are you going to put a date that runs through, or what?
It'll run until at least the end of the emergency declaration, which we really at this point unfortunately don't know. I wish I could give you a date.
That's fine. That's fine, Mayor.
That I already know. Then when that too is on the paper.
Okay, if there's no other discussion, I'm going to ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Bischoff,
Yes.
Mr. Fache,
Yes.
Mr. Zog,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connell, Miss Dean,
Yes.
Mr. Barrington,
Yes.
Mr. Steinhorst,
Yes.
Mr. Pinch,
Yes.
and Mr. Morak.
Yes.
Okay, before I ask for a motion to adjourn, I would just like to say a thank you to all of you for being available this afternoon and giving this a try. We're going to try and work out the kinks. We've got a little bit more work to do, obviously. Would also like to thank all of our city workers who've been coming into work, street department, utility crew, wastewater department crew, the police department, all of our city departments. I hope I didn't miss anybody, but also please stay at home. Get to the grocery store as seldom as you can. Hopefully we'll all get through this safely. If you do go to the grocery store or the pharmacy or wherever, thank those people also that are working to help keep us fed and keep us in medicine and doing the necessary jobs that there are. We really want to, as a city, say a huge thank you to everyone for what we're going through. It's very trying times. I'm very frankly have read about every book I can find of right now, and I'm getting bored during the thing. Also, don't forget to support our local restaurants through carryouts. A lot of them are really hurting, and they can use the business. They've got some very good carryout specials. They might be somewhat limited in their menus, but the food has been excellent. Believe me, I've tried them all now, I think. So very good. So, okay, other than that, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Mayor, I want to thank you for your leadership at this time.
Oh, thank you, Fred. Okay, Mr. O'Connell has made a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Fache will second that.
Okay, seconded by Fache. I think we can do a voice vote on this one. All in favor, say aye.
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 Meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.